Hey guys, Marsingin here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so we just had the details for Turles tweeted out on the JP Dokkan account. I apologize immediately for any audio issues or anything. I had to go back to work today, so I'm recording this on a portable setup with just a laptop and a handheld microphone, so the audio quality might not be the best, but I do appreciate those of you guys who will stick with the video and have come to me for the news on all of this stuff. So Turles is releasing. He is extreme physical. I think physical is like the only typing that didn't have a Turles, so that was the most popular prediction for what his typing was going to be. And then, even though I suspected, I even tweeted about this yesterday, that I did not think that would be the case, he has two side banner units. So he has the mullet guy, I think his name is Days, and then this guy is called Cacao, I think. And then the other one is Armand, and it's both of the ballsack guys, but it only shows one of them in the art. So he got the Ginyu treatment. He has two side banner units. Shout out to, of course, the homie Garesh for posting all of the translations. So we are going to go through those now. So, physical Turles, evil warrior with forbidden power. His leader skill is Space Traveling Warriors or Pure Saiyans, 3 key and 170. And then the additional 30% is for Planetary Destruction or Low Class Warriors. So, it is an interesting leader skill. I had this tab up. Somebody made this straight away when his details were shown. These are the units that will be getting his full 200% lead. So, we've got Cooler, Frieza, Great Ape Vegeta, LR Turles Army, who hopefully will get an easy A during the celebration. Obviously, all the members of Team Bardock are on there. 23rd World Tournament Goku, Kid Goku, remember, who supports all allies with damage reduction with his rainbow orbs, so that's pretty cool. Int Broly gets another 200% lead. Otherwise, there's not really any crazy top tier units, but then again, you have to remember, just by having Pure Saiyans as a 170 part of his leader skill, his team is obviously going to be pretty good, right? Because you have a ton of options. You have all of the, anniversary LR, Goku, and Vegetas and stuff like that. Even though they are only getting the 170 part of the leader skill, they obviously are still going to be good on that team. So, anyway, he has an entrance animation, which the condition is kind of weird. We'll get into that in the passive. The super attack is the Meteor Burst, raises attack and causes immense damage and recovers 6% HP. So infinite stacking attack, and he recovers HP on super, which is pretty cool. So additional supers means more heals. And then his passive. So you get the entrance animation during the start of your first attacking turn if there is a Goku family enemy or an enemy whose name includes Kid Gohan. I guess, well, I was about to say that seems weird because aren't they the same thing? But then I guess technically that would include if there was Kid Gohan and Krillin, like the unit. But when do you ever fight them as an enemy? So that's kind of weird. We need to get the super enemies version of the Red Zone for a lot of these extreme units to really be at their best, because there's not a lot of events in the game relevant at the moment where you're actually going to get this entrance animation, which feels kind of disappointing, right? But the entrance animation gives extreme allies 3 key and 18% attack for the rest of the battle. So there's the support. That is actually the only support that this Turles gives, which is actually quite unique for a Turles unit. So he's still obviously going to be usable in other events. You're just not going to get the animation and get that little bit of extra support. So he gets attack and defense 160 at the start of the turn, gets an additional 60% attack, and performs an additional attack that has a high chance to become a super if HP is 50% or higher. He gets an additional 100% attack when performing a super. He gets 2 key, 5% damage reduction, and 40% defense with each super attack performed, up to a maximum of 8 key, 20% damage reduction, and 160% defense. Attacks effective against all types and perform an additional attack that has a high chance to become a super, starting from the turn where you perform your 6th attack in battle. So considering the fact that he's physical, so he gets 3 level 5 additional, on his first turn, where you're obviously going to be above 50% HP, I guess unless he's on turn 2, right? You have the potential that he's going to do 3 attacks in one turn anyway. So, and it does say 6th attack and not 6th super attack. So, best case scenario, you can have this procced on his second turn, his second appearance, which is pretty good. So his active skill, able to be used once 3 turns have passed from the start of the battle and there is a Goku family enemy, or there's an enemy whose name includes Kid Gohan, so that means you can use it straight away, or once 6 turns have passed. So that's where you're going to see that the majority of the time, right, in some of these red zone fights and things like that, where you're not fighting super class enemies. It greatly raises attack temporarily and causes ultimate damage. So unfortunately on this portable setup, because my connection is super weak, I can't show the animations, but the active skill is pretty funny, right? The reason why it has an instant condition with a Kid Gohan is because the animation is him firing off that like sun sphere that the Saiyans can create to turn themselves into giant apes, and then grabbing Gohan, Kid Gohan, and forcing him to look at it so that he becomes a giant ape and then bitch slaps the enemy, which is kind of funny. And then his links are Saiyan Warrior Race, Big Bad Bosses, Thirst for Conquest, Brutal Beatdown, Prepared for Battle, Destroyer of the Universe, and Fierce Battle. Pretty sure this is the exact link set that the AGL Turles has, isn't it? And he's on Space Traveling Warriors, Pure Saiyans, Planetary Destruction, Low Class Warrior, Movie Bosses, Terrifying Conquerors, and Final Trump Card. Kind of funny he doesn't get Great Ape power, because obviously it's not him that transforms into a Great Ape, which is kind of funny. So then we have the side banner units. So this was the first one, the... was it Dies and Cacao. So they have Space Traveling Warriors as a 130 leader skill. Then we have Crusher Invasion is their super. Raise attack for 1 turn, supreme damage with a high chance to stun. Raising attack, obviously not the craziest. 2 key, attack and defense 150 at the start of the turn. Performs an additional attack that has a high chance to become a super. Gain an additional 10% chance to perform a crit and to evade for each Space Traveling Warriors ally attacking in the same turn other than this character. So on a full Space Traveling Warriors rotation, they have 20% chance to crit and 20% chance to dodge built in. Get an additional attack 150 and a medium chance to perform a crit and a medium chance to dodge as the second or third attacker in the turn. So I mean, I guess they're going to be a floating unit, right? So that means they have 30% chance to dodge plus an extra 20% chance to dodge if they're in slot 3. And then they get an additional attack and defense 30% for each super attack performed. So they're not going to be the craziest on their first turn, but they can build up a little bit. They have Loyalty, Destroyer of the Universe, Team Turles, Brutal Beatdown, Thirst for Conquest, Solid Support, Fierce Battle. I mean, at the end of the day, the fact they have Destroyer of the Universe, Brutal Beatdown, Thirst for Conquest, Fierce Battle, so they have a couple of good links with Turles, because Destroyer of the Universe is a really, really good link. And then we have this guy here, or these guys I should say. So Amond and Raisin, they have a Planetary Destruction leader skill. Their super attack, the Crusher Invasion, raise defense for 1 turn, does supreme damage with a high chance to seal. Chance to seal is kind of lame, because there's not many events where you can even do it anymore, but no one can destroy the Tree of Might. Passive, Crusher Tactics, attack and defense 150 at the start of the turn. Planetary Destruction, allies 1 key and 30% attack and defense. And if those allies also belong to Space Traveling Warriors, they get an extra defense 20% and 10% chance to crit. Yeah, so they're giving Turles 30% attack, 50% defense, and 10% crit chance. Guard activated against all attacks and reduce damage received by 20% as the first attacker in the turn. Now, I wonder is this actually the first attacker in the turn, so they actually have to attack first, or is this they just get it in slot 1? Because if they have to attack first, that means they don't have guard and damage reduction when they're getting attacked before they attack, which would be quite bad. So hopefully it doesn't work like that. They get an additional 50% attack and perform an additional super as the second or third attacker in the turn. They get an additional attack and defense 30% each time guard is activated. So yeah, this really needs to be active in slot 1 before they attack, and then they could actually be really good, right? Because if you're getting hit a couple of times in slot 1, they need to get hit, what, 5 times to build up that extra 150% attack and defense? Like, if you get them on their first turn and there's like 3 or 4 attacks in slot 1, they are going to be looking pretty good as long as this guard does activate before they get attacked. So these guys seem really good. This does actually feel very much like the Ginyu Force side banner unit situation, where these guys are the Rakumen Guldo, because they seem really good, like really strong defensively. And then the other one is like Jason Berta, where they have some dodge, but they're not really doing a huge amount in terms of like defensive power. So Turles definitely seems interesting. His intro animation condition kind of sucks. It's a bit of a disappointment that he doesn't give support. especially if you're not, if you're not getting the intro animation, he doesn't give any support. But I mean, we all expected him to be a support unit, but just because he's not doesn't mean he won't be very good. He does infinitely stack attack, and can get off like multiple super attacks. He can then become effective against all types, so like I could see this guy doing insane damage. And with the side banner unit that's the really good tank, and then other units on his team, right? Because I mean, again, just by having pure Saiyans and then all these guys that are on his 200% team, he's going to have a lot of very strong slot 1 options. And then he's going to be able to dish out tons of damage. So he definitely seems like he's going to be very good. I'll obviously wait to see calcs and then like the showcases and stuff like that. Let me know what you guys think of him down below in the comment section. If you are on JP, will you be summoning for him? We'll get the full celebration details either later today or tomorrow, which might show who the EZA is going to be, but I guess we'll have to wait until later to find out. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.